Hi there, it's Kevin with RogueDeckBuilder.com here with another Pioneer brew. This is going to be a Timmy brew. So Timmy, in fact, we didn't even build a sideboard for it. This is going to be tooth and nail for Pioneer, or at least the best impression we can do of tooth and nail in this format. So we have See the Unwritten, which is sort of like tooth and nail. See the Unwritten says reveal the top 8 cards of your library and you may put a creature card from among them on the battlefield. But if you have Ferocious, which is controlling a creature with power 4 or greater, you put 2 on the battlefield instead of 1. So Tooth and Nail, how it works in Modern is you want to get Xenagos, God of the Revels, which is a indestructible god that is a 6/5 and then gives a creature +X until end of turn, where X is that creature's power on the beginning of your combat. And then you get something like Emrakul, where you double the power and then you swing in for a gigantic creature that just wins the game. Flat out just wins the game. However, the thing about Unmodern with Tooth and Nail is you get to tutor these specifically. See the Unwritten is just a crapshoot if you can find them in your top 8 cards. So we are going to be running some 2-card combos with Xenagos. That's the ultimate play, is to try to hit Xenagos and one of these creatures, the first being Ghalta, Primal Hunger. This also does utilize other cards that will reduce the cost of Ghalta, Primal Hunger, and we'll get to those in a second. And it's just a 12/12 beater, so it's the best card right now that works with Xenagos. And the other honorary one is Gigantosaurus. So Gigantosaurus will become a 20/20 with Xenagos pumping its power up twice. And if your opponent doesn't have a blocker, then it's lethal. So I wish this had trample. We might end up switching this out for a card that does have trample because that is very important to get in there for lethal damage with the combo. However, this is still a good card that is something you can ramp out quite early with like Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx, or Castle Garenbrig. And it's also another card that will just... It just synergizes with everything in this deck, with casting Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx, then cast even bigger creatures later on. Speaking of one of those cards that wants to be dumped in a lot of mana, which is Finale of Devastation. So if you get a Gigantosaurus and Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx, you're going to be netting up a lot of mana, hopefully getting to 12 mana for Final Devastation, and that can also win the game. So we have other cards now that are just the setup cards. The first cards are just going to be the Elvish Mystic and the Llanowar Elves. We're running a full play set of both of these, and of course we're running the white-bordered Llanowar Elves to trigger our opponents. This Elvish Rejuvenator should be a once upon a time to tutor for your Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx. However, I'm not forking out the tickets for once upon a time. The card is insanely expensive on MTGO, and it's going to get banned, I think, anytime soon, so I'm not going to invest in it right now. And instead, we're going to run Elvish Rejuvenator because it does have that 1/2 punch with the Llanowar Elves. So Llanowar Elves, finding Elvish Rejuvenator for the Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx, I think is a pretty good play. You could run like the Sylvan... I'm thinking of the card out of Battle for Zendikar that allows you to tutor for any specific land. That would be pretty decent for the Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx. However, I think Rejuvenator's fine. It's going to ramp you up. It's going to add some devotion for the Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx. It's also going to... I mean, it curves pretty well with a bunch of these other 5-drops in the format, like Xenagos or Gigantosaurus. Then we have a lot of the just devotion enablers, like Burning-Tree Emissary. Burning-Tree Emissary is going to really turn on Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx. And then Steel Leaf Champion. Steel Leaf Champion is also a Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx enabler, as well as a Ghalta, Primal Hunger reducer. So this is a Ghalta deck with Burning-Tree Emissary, but it's also is going to be a Nykthos, Shrine of Nyx to ramp out many cards in one turn. Thought about putting a Rhonas in here for a mana dump, but right now I did end up cutting Rhonas. Possibly do need to bring it back in. We'll wait and see. Another card that acts as a way to give your creatures haste is Surrak the Huntcaller. Surrak plus Ghalta is a pretty good combo right now in the Pioneer format. And another way to double Ghalta's power, we're going to run God-Eternal Rhonas in the mix. So that's kind of the list that I've got going down. There's no sideboard. Again, don't know if we need to go Rhonas here for a mana dump just to throw a lot of... mana into and then have something be able, like Gigantosaurus, be able to get in for the trample damage. We'll have to wait and see if that's relevant or not. So there's the list. Let's get playing some Timmy games here. So let's go over to Constructed, and we'll actually do it in some tournament practice, even though I don't have a sideboard. And we're going to go ahead and create a game and wait till some people join and see how bad our deck performs. Back in the day, I was actually asked by Wizard of the Coast to actually wrote a collaborative article. I think I was on there with Conley Woods even, womp womp, with an article of what cards we're going to miss the most from the cons block. And I picked the See the Unwritten. So anyway, this is a mulligan, unfortunately, because we have double Nykthos Shiny Nyx and no way to actually cast anything. So we're going to ship this back. And this is a good hand. We'll just throw the... I think we'll just throw a Forest away. And we do have a Nykthos Shiny Nyx. So, I mean, this is acceptable. It's pretty bad, but it's acceptable for sure. So as soon as our opponent decides to keep their 6-hand, we'll keep ours. And again, the Forest to the bottom is the right card to throw away. And we are done. All right, so opponent gets to play first here. Hopefully they don't have like a Fatal Push / Thought Thieves. It looks like we're going against the blue-red. Could be Phoenix is the popular archetype for blue-red at the moment. We'll just lead off here with the white card because you want to have the white border card against your opponent. So they have to look at that disgusting border. We can then next turn just go another elf and a forest, and then we're pretty good online for the Surrak. So this is going to be a Phoenix deck. There's a Castle Garenbrig. I guess Castle is just fine here. We'll just go Castle and flip out another elf and then pass the turn. So unfortunately, this Thing in the Ice is going to be really good versus us. They run a lot of Wild Slashes and Fiery Tempers and things like that that can end up really being an issue for our elves. And Phoenix is just a very, very solid deck versus ramp to begin with, just by shutting down the ramp aspect to it. So there's Lightning Axe and a Fire Temper is going to wipe my board. And then also get the Thing in the Ice down a peg, down 2 pegs actually. Thing is, this Thing in the Ice deck is starting to get hated out by Abrupt Decays and Fatal Push. It becomes a pretty weak deck at that point if you actually take care of the Thing in the Ices. So here we can go another Llanowar Elf is fine. And if we get out, like if that Thing in the Ice flips and then we get out something like a Gigantosaurus, we can still stabilize. So Chart a Course. Most likely Thing in the Ice is going to be flipping here. Good news is our opponent is running out of cards. And throws away another Thing in the Ice. That's actually relevant because I think that would be the second one to take away our... Let's see, the Steam Vents comes in. And see if they're going to go for a flippy. With just like an opt, I would assume. Haggle. Okay, so going to discard possibly a... See what they do. You may discard a card, so decided not to discard a card. Unfortunately, we go down to 13. Can I survive this? I still think like Surrak is the best card here. Xenagos is actually pretty terrible. So we'll just go Surrak. And unfortunately, if we get this Surrak taken care of, what do we need? We need a Opt is fine. Still no Phoenix, so we're not in any... A Stomping Grounds would be... No, Stomping Grounds would still be bad because we still don't have the Phoenix online. The Nykthos Shiny Nyx and Llanowar Elves gives me a blocker. But the thing about this Phoenix 6 is very, very proficient at going through and finding that answer. So, like, right now my opponent needs to find another Lightning Axe, I would say, to kill the Surrak, the Huntmaster. Hunt Collar. Because we have the Llanowar Elves that can act as a chump blocker next turn. We get in for 5. That takes him to a 13. We go to a 6, though, and we're really in range for, like, Lightning Axe. Or for Fiery Tempers at this point. So best case scenario is we can get a Gigantosaurus, and we can actually cast it with... Ah, it's a Treasure Cruise. The last card, the second last card in hand's a Treasure Cruise out of all cards. So yeah, Gigantosaurus would be the best card. Nope, it's going to be another Castle Garenbrig. So it's just going to be Llanowar. And check out another one. And I do believe I get in for 5 because it possibly could get like a lethal scenario the following turn with a Ghalta. Because that's exactly lethal. No, we're 1 off. No, we're not. No, we're not. Yeah, it's lethal next turn. So, but the odds are with 4 cards in hand, they don't have a way to remove a Llanowar Elves is pretty low. So I'm trying to think, and even with Merchant of the Veil too, as a blocker, yeah, there's Wild Slash. Okay, so we died to the Treasure Cruise. We had died to a pretty good hand here with the Awoken Horror. We're not going to do anything here. I'm going to see if my ramp deck can actually ramp out. Drew a lot of Castle Garenbridges there. My opponent didn't even side anything out either. Yes, we'd like to play first. Keepable hand with Elvish Rejuvenators, Burning-Tree Emissary. Sure, we need to find that Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. And then we need to find out what some cards to really combat these Thing in the Ice. So we're not worried about Phoenix. We're absolutely worried about Thing in the Ice. A turn 2 Thing in the Ice is the issue. I think if it's a little bit later than that, I think we're fine. We don't have any elves to die to like Wild Slashes this time around. But that does also mean we're pretty slow. So we can just lead off with the Castle Garenbrig and then go Burning-Tree Emissary the following turn, which doesn't cast anything. Hopefully we can find like something to actually utilize the mana, like another BTE off of it would be fine. Xenagos. Of course it's a Xenagos. All right, so let's go BTE. Which unfortunately doesn't have anything to do. And that's a feel bad scenario. See your opponent Wild Slashes it. Not a big deal either way because Burning-Tree Emissary is not doing a whole lot at the moment. No Opt or Wild Slash. So if it's Thing again, then it's just 2 times in a row my opponent just has the Thing in the Ices. See, I stopped playing Phoenix just because Fatal Push. Fatal Push is just wrecks this deck. You end up having to side out your Thing in the Ices, then you kind of have a weird Phoenix deck. So Is It Charms can go draw 2, discard 2. So you're going to keep my ability to have the Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. But Arclight Phoenix does go to the graveyard and an island, so definitely setting up. Getting a lot of cards in there for the treasure. Oh, there we go. There's a good cyber card would be the... Scavenging Ooze. So Elvish Rejuvenator, and hopefully Elvish Rejuvenator can find... Oh, how about Elvish Rejuvenator doesn't find anything? That's also pretty good. Womp womp. Out of 5 cards, you definitely statistically should be finding one. But that is definitely a womp womp scenario. And then we had no elves there. Everything's not going our way this game. Wild Slash is fine. I think my opponent's trying to get the Arclight Phoenix going. At least we dug deeper for Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. And strategic planning. So, opponent did not play a land, or did play a land. Gets rid of a Thing in the Ice, huh? I think that's the best card against me, so that's actually a good draw. We'll go and throw out the Rejuvenator, which should find a Nykthos here. Ugh. Castle Garenbrig is better. Can still ramp out things, and then we'll pay some life and get a Mystic. So now we've dug a lot of cards deep for that Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. Surrak is online next turn. There's Thing in the Ice. Womp womp. Thing in the Ice should start shooting down the Elvish Mystic, I would say. Chart a course. Throws away a Treasure Cruise, so must have double Treasure Cruises. Ghalta. So 1, 2, 3, 6. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't quite cast a Ghalta yet. So do we have mana for the Castle Garenbrig to add 6 mana to cast? Don't think this gets us there. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're 1 off, right? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Womp womp. We've been there for some damage, though. But I'm sure Thing in the Ice is going to flip over. However, we do have Xenagos into Surrak, which is a pretty potent combination. So if we would have that Elvish Rejuvenator hit too, that would have been lethal because we could have got Ghalta. No, not quite lethal. But then Surrak could have given Ghalta. So this is going to be Izzet Charm. I'm sure this is going to be Izzet Charm into... Yeah, it's going to be Izzet Charm into Treasure Cruise, would be my guess. And then we'd be taking 7. And they can still play a land drop too. So possibly Phoenix is coming down. We're taking 10. So I'm not sure I can actually survive the following turn. Discarded 2 Merchant of the Vales. Drops a land. 2 cards left in hand. I gotta think it's a Treasure Cruise. It is a Treasure Cruise. And so 1 more gets the Phoenix online. If my opponent gets another card to bounce the Phoenix. Just another Izzet Charm. So there must be another Phoenix in hand. No. Okay, so we're taking 10. So I wonder what the best play for me would be. It definitely wouldn't be Llanowar Elves. We can do a Rejuvenator and a Llanowar Elf, though. Or 2 Rejuvenators. Is that just better? Because we need to find Nykthos Shrine of Nyx here. And then some other stuff. It misses again. So now we've gone down like over half our deck for Nykthos Shrine of Nyx and couldn't find one. There is finally a Nykthos Shrine of Nyx, but I think it's pretty much over here. We'd have to have like Burning-Tree Emissary for sure off the top, and I'm not even sure that will do it. I can't believe that Rejuvenator missed two Rejuvenators miss, and that's the difference between winning and losing this game. If our opponent just has a way to kill both of them, we just die. Pretty ridiculous, though. I mean, we are running 21 lands, so going through 5 cards should hit a land. So we have to block on one of them. Another Thing in the Ice. So that does give a blocker. That is the worst card we could have drawn because it's like it doesn't even stick around. So how can we get Nykthos Shrine of Nyx online is the thing. So Llanowar Elf is fine. All of those just net up mana and get towards Ghalta. Or was I supposed to use the Garenbrigs there? Because Ghalta still can't. That's only we still aren't net up. We still gonna be 1 off. We go Nykthos. Yeah, we're still off. So then we can go Surrak. And then we'd only have 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's just game. All right, so we lost this one. Because the thing that is going to be flipping the next turn. Let's play another one. See if our Elvish Rejuvenators don't decide to miss twice in a row. And then we find, of course, drawing the Nykthos Nix the following turn. This is good. We have the Nykthos Nix in our opening hand. We have an Elvish Mystic. Unfortunately, we have a Xenagos as well. So I wonder if there's like a green card that shuffles back in cards. So we're going to miss a fast red deck, huh? So now we don't have even the good curve with Steel Leaf Champion with this Nykthos Nix. So need to hit just a basic red or basic source next turn. So Neonate decides not to attack in and throws out. So come on. Oh, that's the worst thing in the world. So we're going to lose this one now too. Just from some lack of lands. Possibly I could go up some lands instead of Elvish Rejuvenators. That seems bad. I need a land or just lose here. BTE doesn't work either. Yes, it does. BTE works here. That was a good draw. Very good draw. Okay, so now we're online with the BTE. So Madness the... Whoa, what in the world did my opponent do? They discarded a swamp. And then going to go with the Stormkirk Oculus, which is going to have double Madness. Decides to pay the full mana for it instead of just the... No, it didn't. Went with the Neonate. Okay, so we're okay with this. It's just a Vampire Madness deck from the Eldritch Moon Shadows format. But we should have a huge play here with just See the Unwritten, right? Because we hopefully hit a land. I mean, Nykthos Nix works. Because it adds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's go for it. So here's the 6. We're going to go for See the Unwritten. See the Unwritten finds Ghalta and Rhonas? No, I think we're just going to go Ghalta and Steel Leaf Champion. Yeah. And no point to putting the other one out. My opponent scoops it up with Ghalta. Can't be Ghalta and Steel Leaf. It'll go to the sideboard. And hey, we just win the game. Thanks for scooping it up, my friend. Let's go to the other one. So you got to see that. That was what, a turn? That was turn 4 with a lot of power on board, but didn't find what we needed. This is still the same issue with the... We still have an Elvish Rejuvenator turn 2, though, which is probably... I mean, Burning-Tree Emissary is better at that point because we can go Burning-Tree and Elvish Rejuvenator. So this is a pretty good hand. So we'll go Stomping Grounds, yes, pay the 2 life, and go for the Llanowar Elf. Oh, this is so stupid. Okay, if you're going to do that, we're going to concede the match. If you're just going to concede to an elf. All right. This is a pretty weak hand. I think we're okay keeping it, though, with the Elvish Rejuvenator. I don't know about if this deck, if you just mulligan no elf hands. We could draw an elf off the top, though, here. Okay, we'll just go with the Castle Garenbrig. Kind of slow. Field of the Dead. Hey, there's an elf. Thanks for coming a turn late. See, we'd be having a Rejuvenator at her turn if it was that specific turn. Field of the Dead, Hissing Quagmire. They can push it now. Pushing is fine. Overgrown Tomb. See if no Thoughtseize, huh? All right, we'll go Rejuvenator. And don't you dare miss Rejuvenator. Hey, this one barely hits. Gets a Forest. Pass the turn. Unfortunately, though, we are really, like, Field of Dead just blanks the Gigantosaurus. So we are going to go attack first. And that's fine. Oh, yeah, they have an activation of the Hissing Quagmire. That's perfectly fine. Elf's not doing anything. It's not really adding anything at all. So they have a Hissing Quagmire they can run out. So what is this? Like, still can't even go into that stupid... There's a Nykthos Shrine in Nyx. That's going to give a lot of oomph. So do we have... That would add for 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think what we want to do is go with the Elvish Rejuvenator. Because we have a Final Devastation that can do massive amounts of damage next turn. Alright, that's fine. So playing the controller out here. Yes, we'd like to go and get a land, hopefully. What is better here? Just a Stomping Grounds or another castle? I think Stomping Grounds, just in case we draw a Xenagos, is fine. We get another Gigantosaurus, which they abrupt decay the Elvish Rejuvenator. That's okay as well. So I think this is a Seasons Past deck. I think they run out Field of Dead for the Dark Petition. So we just win here. With Rhonas. God-Eternal Rhonas. Pretty sweet combo with, like, tapping out. We also have enough mana. No, we don't quite have enough mana. Oh, never mind. They had Vraska's Contempt because they do have these spell. Okay, that's fine. So, we have been shut down with the another forest. So we can do Finale of Devastation for... We have 8 mana. So we can go get a 6-drop. So... What can 6 get us? I think it's just another... Graveyard and or library. So search library, of course. And here we can go get Xenagos. I think Xenagos is pretty potent here. We have a hard time getting it turned on, though. I wonder what the better play would be. I think it's just another Gigantosaurus. Because if our opponent taps out again, we just win. Xenagos is kind of interesting, though, because we next turn could draw... I think so. I think Xenagos is the play. Because if we draw another, like, Steel Leaf Champion, we turn Xenagos on. Womp womp. Okay, so that was the wrong play for me to go get Xenagos. Oh, perfect. There's our Steel Leaf. So we're in great shape here. So Steel Leaf Champion. And then... Guess that didn't do anything mana-wise. God-Eternal Rhonas. So needs another Abrupt Decay. Doubles all the power. We go to combat. That way, because if my opponent does have the Abrupt Decay on the Steel Leaf, which they did. Okay, sweet. So we still get attack in for 10. But... Crux of Fate, huh? Yeah, we'll throw it back on top. And there's Field of Dead now. Womp womp. It gets the... Ridiculous. And gets the Field of Ruin gets the Field of Dead online, and Nissa now. Geez, we're going to be able to cast our just hard cast. Zombies still aren't a big deal because, like, Steel Leaf Champion wins the game. So reveal the top 2 cards of your library if it's a land, otherwise put it in your hand. So has an Assassin Trophy in hand. So Assassin Trophy can get rid of... Oh my goodness. So the decks were the games where we're like begging for lands, it won't give us a land, and now it's just gonna flood us with lands. Oh, Empty Joe, you are a treat. Still a lot of things we can hit. Any See the Unwritten just wins the game. Other than there is an Assassin's Trophy too, yeah. So it really doesn't. Assassin's Trophy just wins, and Nissa's just gonna win the game here. And we are getting nothing. Fatal Push even on the Mystic. All right. So do your Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, Abrupt Decay. Those are, I guess those are pretty good versus us. The Dark Petition after the fact was really good. But Field of the Dead's very problematic in this format, where you can literally just go all, if you're in enemy colors, you can go all enemy color lands and still turn on Field of Dead, no problem. Wow, Empty Joe, you are great. I think that was the last forest. Yep, that was all of the forest. Every single one of the forest. All right, we'll go ahead and submit it. That was just a... First of all, the Llanowar Elf coming in on turn number 2. I guess we got Fatal Push. It was turn number 1, so I don't know if that was a big deal, but perfect removal lining up for our answers was another issue. And then just the flood. The flood of the flood of the flood was the difference in that game. So far, I still think the deck's pretty good. We are losing most of our matchups. But things are coming very awkward with this deck. Just everything is just a turn off of where it should be. Here's another mulligan hand. So again, crying about lands last game and now no lands. This is keepable. I think we just put a forest on the bottom. Not sure if that was the right play or not. Yeah, I think it's fine. We'll go Burning-Tree. Unfortunately, Burning-Tree does not find anything to synergize with. I thought about putting some, like either the creature that adds for 4 creatures, or the creature that adds 2 mana for if you have 4 creatures, or the creature that adds if you have Ferocious. So Rejuvenator here. Rejuvenator, just hit a land. Just hit a land. He's going to probably, yeah, Fatal Push. That's fine. So, hit a land. Oh, okay. Elvish Rejuvenator sucks in this deck. I think it's missed more than it's hit now. And we do have a way to get the... But this is going to get Abrupt Decayed. Let's be honest here. Here, Downfalled, okay. Pretty sure it is Seasons Past that we're playing against. Tireless Tracker. And there is Terrible Xenagos. That's game. All right, I'm scooping this one up. We'll play one more. So, I guess Elvish Rejuvenator out for... It's just, maybe it's not as important to find Nykthos or Nyx's. I mean, Once Upon a Time is definitely the better card, because it synergizes with your... Oh my god. We'll mulligan another hand, and we'll mulligan another hand, and keep this one. And then we just throw Gigantosaurus on the bottom, and I guess an elf. But see, that Once Upon a Time allows you to have the Burning-Tree Emissary synergy. I don't think ramping out the land is that big of a deal. So possibly a lot of those matchups would have been a lot better with Once Upon a Time, digging for the Nykthos. And Fatal Pushed. See, Fatal Push is really, really starting to get a share. Yeah, these Nykthos hands are so bad when you get multiples. Almost feels like putting a Smuggler's Copter in here too. So Thoughtseize, that's game. All right, on to the next one. we'll go ahead and submit this. Let's not mulligan to 5. Let's not have 2 Nykthos Shining Nyx in our opening hands with Llanowar Elves. We've seen that hand twice now. And yeah, once upon a time, very critical for this deck. Another reason to ban it if it's really setting up the ways to dig for specific combo piece. I don't think that Nykthos Shining Nyx and Once Upon a Time can exist in the same format without it being broken. And so they need to ban one or the other. And it's just once. Once needs to go. Okay. Yes, we'd like to play first. Yes, we'll mulligan again. We'll keep this one. We'll throw Xenagos on the bottom. Start off with an elf. Thoughtseize should just take Burning-Tree. Yep. Does give us a Rejuvenator, which is going to miss. Hey, it hits. Look at that. I'm just going to push my Llanowar Elf. Okay. And a Blood-Soaked Champion. All right, Mystic. Let's go ahead and swing in with the Rejuvenator. Disfigure. Keeping off those lands. So Steel Leaf really gets us back in this game. Stop giving me the Llanowar Elves. Rather have Forest at this point. So this is just a mono black deck, which we blank if we do get. It's going to go Thoughtseize getting Ghalta. I wonder if, I don't know. I think Ghalta is the better card to get here. Our opponent is out of cards. All right, it's going to stop taking damage. I don't know if that's the right play. Surrak is not quite online. But if Surrak survives, we get Ghalta next turn. So they need to kill Surrak at Smuggler's Copter. We're fine. I think we win next turn. No, Ghalta just comes in and attacks for 12. But it really puts my opponent under some pressure. Okay, now we win. Because my opponent can just crew the Smugglers. So 5, 6, 7. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah, that's exactly Ghalta. No, we don't have Ghalta. We don't have Ghalta. That's pretty ridiculous. Not quite. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yep. We'll go Rejuvenator. There's Nykthos Shining Nyx. Down to a 9. So can we die? Do they have enough lethal points of damage? We have Nykthos Shining Nyx, though, that should. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we have to block one of these. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We don't actually have to block any of them. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But if my opponent gets a Thoughtseize off the Smuggler's Copter, we're in trouble. So we're going to let it all go through. And did my opponent just ditch a Thoughtseize? Wow. Oh, because they know that Ghalta's in my hand. My opponent ditched a Thoughtseize for maybe a Thoughtseize. Fatal Push on the Elf doesn't do it. We still have enough. So 1, 2, this adds 4. And then this adds 6. And that does get Ghalta. And then we go to attack. And that is lethal. All right, so that one actually sort of worked out for us. Surrak seems really good in this deck. What I really want reprinted in this particular format is something like Boseiju, so that we can get to See the Unwritten. Uncounterable. I guess that's what Veil of Summer was for. So these type of decks get a lot worse now that the Veil is banned. But I mean, Veil just broke so many things where your spells can't be countered this turn. That is such a broken... Drawing a card, getting hexproof. So, this is sort of risky. I'm going to keep it. We're on the draw. It's risky in the fact that if I don't get another land, we're pretty much screwed. But if we do get another land, like Steely Champions are super good versus what our opponent's doing. I actually want my opponent to just lead with turn 1 Thoughtseize. Okay. Because turn 1 Thoughtseize puts a lot less pressure on me than a 1-drop. Okay, that is a good one too. So that was perfect. So now this requires a Fatal Push. Okay, Disfigure. Another one. Castle Garenbrig. Unfortunately, there's nothing to do with this Burning-Tree. And we did not hit a land. So we could lose this one. We can't block either one of these. Another Disfigure. Ouch. So it's land or bust here. If we get a land, we win. Okay, perfect. I think we're fine. Other than we've had to hit a lot of life. We only have 2 shock lines in or 4 shock lines in our deck, and we hit both of them. So if it has like a way to get rid of the Steely Champion, we're in trouble. Disfigure. Another Fatal Push. Well, we're going to do it. Which one's harder to return? This one's harder to return. So we're going to finish it off with another Disfigure. Oh, Fatal Push is online now. And then Smuggler's Copter. So we can't do anything against that. Let's go with another Steel Leaf. So 1 card left in hand. They have to crew with the Smuggler's Copter. Castle Locked-Wing's really good. Gutterbones can just come back and crew. No, they have to lose life. Yeah, that was the... So just crew. 3, I go down to a 5. My opponent's going to use the Castle Locked-Wing to draw a card. Just goes with a Gutterbone instead. Interesting. Oh, that's so close. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So another Steely Champion's the right play. Wait, I'd have to block. I'd lose at that point. I think the Smuggler's Copter is going to get us. Because I don't think we can do enough damage. Especially if there's a... Yeah, Swift End will do it, right? Because now we can... No. So, cruise and then we block and kill. If they were going to attack in. So, still dead though. We're dead to this. So, no reach for that Smuggler's Copter. What's the one thing that can get us out of this? Does Nykthos get us? Because it nets up 1 more mana? No, it still doesn't. Because that's only 6. We get Xenagos. Xenagos doesn't do it. Ghalta doesn't do it. We just died to Smugglers. So Smugglers is a good one off the top. We'll play one more. Getting some pretty bad hands. Like Shocks killed us there too. Because I think that turn we'd be able to get Ghalta out and then still survive another turn. And then Ghalta would just finish my opponent off in 2 turns. So the shocks there were the big difference for that match. Geez, getting some very awful hands. Lots of mulliganing too. Speak of the devil, we'll mulligan another hand in a row. Throw away, I would say, the Final Devastation is the card we put on the bottom here. This is a decent hand, though. We have Stomping Grounds to shock us and lose to aggro. We'll go ahead and keep this. Final Devastation. Done. Go with a shock. Go with a Elvish Mystic. And then we do have the turn 2 Steel Leaf Champion. And then that gets us a lot of devotion on board for the See the Unwritten. Unfortunately, Weird is going up. Black must be the new Fatal Push color. Yeah. Do we care about getting the Burning-Tree out this turn? I guess we might as well. But that shut us down again. That for going to a turn 2 Steel Leaf Champion into just a loss. So opponents have had the Fatal Push draws too, and the disfigures and things to take care of the elves. We haven't gone up against a non-black deck yet, well, or at least a non-way to deal with it. Yeah, this is going to take my Steel Leaf. So now we're going to draw the land that would get the Steel Leaf. Yeah, of course. We're not going to show our opponent that. Let's just get in there for 2. Opponent just scooped it up. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, this guy's not worth my time. We'll play another one. If he's just going to scoop up a deck, we'll just, on turn 2, we won't play another one. All right, yes, we'd like to go play first. This deck is just mulligan.deck. All right, so mulligan again. Can't keep this, right? Ugh. We're gonna hope for a land off the top. Rhonas is the bad card. If they have a way to remove our elf, we lose again too. What is up with the mulligans today? We are a 21 land deck. I'll give that. We're a low land count deck, but we can't be a high land count deck. We don't really need it, is the thing. We have Rejuvenators as well. But there have just been so many 0 and 1 land hands. Or no elf hands. This is a pretty decent, like, if we find Burning or Nykthos off the top, this hand is sweet. Or just a land. There's a land, perfect. So yes, we can just flood out our hand here. No. We want to go Steel Leaf because that's a red mana. So let's get the Steel Leaf out. Really put our opponent underneath some pressure. Yeah, I think that's better than 2 Burning Trees. Is to get the Steel Leaf. Fatal Passage means it's going to be a comes into play tap land. This could Fatal Push on the Steel Leaf. off a Fabled Passage. Womp womp. Llanowar is okay. At least allows us to flood the board out. I don't think we have a dead drop coming up. Oh, geez. I do not know why I just did that. Could have got in for 1. That's fine. I was thinking I needed to tap the mana for the Llanowar Elf. Another... What is this, like 18 Fatal Pushes we faced today? This card. Every deck. Again, we are in the tournament practice, not in like legit tournaments, but I think Fatal Push was starting to get a pretty big meta share. And unfortunately, we can't quite get the Gigantosaurus out now because of the Fatal Push on the Elf. Third Fatal Push? I'm so done today. I guess MTO just wants to pair me up against every Fatal Push on MTGO. least it wasn't on the Llanowar. I think my opponent's leaving up counter magic, though. There's a Nykthos. That's pretty good. So... see if Gigantosaurus gets countered. And does not have the counterspell for it. Alright. I'll give this opponent another go. And of course we should be putting a sideboard versus these type of decks. A Scouting Ooze would be in the sideboard. Probably Walking Ballista would be a pretty decent sideboard card. Like you'd want to bring in like a whole package of taking out this the combo piece. Hey, look at that. We get to keep a hand for once in our life, which is actually a pretty good hand because we have the Elvish Mystic and a Steel Leaf. Unfortunately, against Fatal Push decks, this becomes a lot worse of a deck. So go ahead and keep this. And there's a Temple of Deceit. At least means we're not getting Fatal Pushed on turn number 1 when we drop that Mystic. Another Steel Leaf, and we can cast those. So we'll have a good... if our opponent does take care of it, we'll at least have a Burning-Tree Emissary to start giving some aggression. Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize actually isn't that rough here. They should take one of the Steel Leaves. I could see he's taking Surrak as well. But the Steel Leaves are the right call. And they are deciding. Yep. We drew another one. Pay 2 life. Get a Steel Leaf out. Pass a turn. Next turn we have a Surrak. Unless there's a Fable Passage on the Steel Leaf. Another Thoughtseize. This should take the Surrak. Interesting. A way to kill the elf, possibly? Jace. Alright, so Surrak, that was the wrong play because now we can go Burning-Tree Emissary and Surrak. Fortunately, we drew a land. So, let's go Burning-Tree. And then Surrak. And then Surrak can give Burning-Tree haste. Oh my gosh. Wrong part. I forgot I could give it self-haste. Womp womp. That could be the difference between winning and losing here. I messed up. Opponent should be down to a 6. Still a lot of pressure, though. Surrak can give Surrak haste, everyone. I was thinking, hey, cool, look, I get attacking for 12. Temple of Deceit, though, what can my opponent do? Maybe, like, destroy one of them? Maybe I should have gone the Stomping Grounds untapped and then... no, probably not. So Jace gets to throw away a fielded passage. So that stops a Fatal Push. Unfortunately, that's not quite enough mana for the See the Unwritten. And I only have 8 damage coming through. So I regret that, Surrak. So I'm pretty sure that one of these is going to get taken care of. Most like this Surrak. Nope. There was nothing there. All right, let's play one more. One more and I'll call it good. Oh. See if we can get a combo going. So that's the only changes that I definitely make is the Once Upon a Time instead of the elf. And possibly, like I said, put in a Rhonas just to give some more payoff, but that could be the sideboard. So sideboards having like Rhonas, Scavenging Ooze, Walking Ballista in some amount of numbers. Very keepable hand. This one's really good because we have a turn 2 Rejuvenator. Turn 2 Burning-Tree Emissary. So this, I'm hoping we can find one of these like really god hands where we can go Elvish Mystic. Man, I should get all my cards the same pictures. We can go Elvish Mystic into Burning-Tree Emissary into Elvish Rejuvenator. And if we hit a Nykthos Shining Nyx, we're in great shape. And we're going against a red deck that does not have an answer. Well, that's even better. So now we can go BTE. Into BTE. Into Elvish Rejuvenator. Nykthos Shining Nyx. We found it. So there we go. I'm glad we played one more game. Because we just got the nuts. And our opponent is going to Wild Slash one of them now. Because that is a huge fail. That was a huge fail by my opponent if they have a Wild Slash in their hand this entire time. So Rootbound Crag. Need to take care of Burning-Tree Emissaries here. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Nope, that's not going to do it. All right, let's see if we can get what? This would be a turn 3 kill here. So Visionary is what? Free? Mystic is free with the Nykthos Shining Nyx, so we might as well cast it. Correct? So let's go Elvish Mystic. Oh, See the Unwritten only gets one card. So let's just go Gigantosaurus. So never mind. We are kind of in a pickle with not being able to do the See the Unwritten. But I mean, we have Gigantosaurus that can just... Okay, opponent's going to scoop it up. So, I mean, that was a good... Let's see what we would have drawn on the next 8. So we would have drawn... The 8 would have been Finale of Devastation, Rejuvenator, Forest, Nykthos, Forest, Llanowar, Gigantosaurus, and Stomping Ground. So it would have been kind of weak getting a Rejuvenator and another Stomping Grounds off of that. This should be a nearly impossible match to win, though, because of Dreadhorde Arcanist, you've got to assume has a lot of burn spells, Wizard's Lightnings, things like that. There's a couple ways to build the Dreadhorde Arcanist. One's with Feather, and the other way is just in a Wizard's list with the Rowan, the pair out of Thornville Drain. Because giving it +2/+0 allows it to recast the Wizard's Lightnings, which is pretty good, and also allows it to cast a bunch of other 3-mana spells in the deck. Alrighty. This is pretty terrible. I'm going to keep it just because it does get decent with a forest on. Yeah, I think it's keepable. So if we draw a forest off the top, that allows us to go all of our Castle Garenbrigs untapped. Soulscar Mage. So it's got to be Wizards with Dreadhorde Arcanist. Hey, there we go. So still not the greatest hand. Especially if like a Dreadhorde Arcanist comes down. See if they're going to go Wizard's Lightning. Nope, no Wizard Lightning to the face. Yikes. So there's a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Gigantosaurus will be good. We can go Garenbrig. Unfortunately, it's just one BTE. But it does give us a blocker for the Dread Arcanist. Unfortunately, though, I'm assuming our opponent's going to have a kill spell for the Burning-Tree Emissary and then flash it back with Dreadhard. And then we're going to take 4 from the Soul Scar Mage, and that's not terrible, though. So I don't block here on the Dreadhorde if they attack in. No, because Wild Slash just kills it. So Wild Slash, it should just go Wild Slash on the Burning-Tree Emissary. Wizard's Lightning on the Burning-Tree Emissary. That's fine. And then pump the Dreadhorde and then Wizard Lightning again? Nope. Okay, we're only taking 3 here. It's fine. That's okay. And did not hit a land. So that allows us to go another Castle Garenbrig. And then Rejuvenator is going to miss because we have all our lands in our hand. Hey, it does hit. So that's going to allow us to get the Gigantosaurus out the following turn. So I'm not even sure if we care about Nykthos trying to nix or the Rejuvenator. We just block to save some life. No, another cool sideboard card would be the Life's Gift, I think is what it's called, something like that, where you sacrifice a creature and draw cards equal to its power and gain life equal to its toughness or something like that. So Blossoming Defense on the Dreadhorde Arcanist, which tacks in and is going to Blossoming Defense again, or is going to go for Wizard's Lightning on the Elvish Rejuvenator. Could just go to my face instead. And does what now? Just scoops it up because they mistargeted? Maybe they targeted their own Arcanist with it? I don't understand the scoop. All right, so we could have blocked there on one of them, and then if they would have gone for Rejuvenator, we would have taken 6, go down to 10. Next turn, we're casting Gigantosaurus, though, and that is going to give us... We actually get a Gigantosaurus and a Mystic next turn. And then to give us See the Unwritten. So let's see, there'd be one more draw, and let's see what the See the Unwritten would have drawn. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'd have got a... I don't know, something like another Gigantosaurus, another Rejuvenator or something, but not the greatest showing. Didn't get any of the Xenagos combos with it. Possibly we need to find other ways to set up that combo. It's tough, though. It's very, very tough to thin out your deck enough. Anyway, I enjoyed this sort of ramp. Ramp is, there's a lot of ways, many ways to skin a cat right now with ramp on the Pioneer format. This is just a fun one. Again, it's always good to showcase a card, the See the Unwritten, that used to be one of my favorite cards in Standard at that time period. Of the combo at that point was just Xenagos and Atarka. Atarka is another card you could easily run in this deck. The Atarka, Dragonlord Atarka. Put that in the sideboard. There's a lot of sideboard options that can make this deck more versatile against going what your opponents are going. If you're worried about Fatal Push and things like that, you can just go heavier into Questing Beasts in the sideboard. I'm sure, or even Planeswalkers at that point, just ramping into some more renewable resources. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this list. Oh, speaking of that, yeah, why aren't we running Nissa in the deck? Anyway, probably because it's not another thing we can't hit with See the Unwritten. I hope you enjoyed this list. This has been Kevin with Rogue Deck Builder. Your comments are greatly appreciated in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.